My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire, the Heartbreaker Chronicles. We'll be continuing with the silent here. If you have not seen the last episode, I highly recommend that you go back and do that. Alright. 15 for 12, random common relic versus remove a card from deck. Probably the common relic here. Can get 3 midline upgrades maximum, but that's a path that entirely dodges all elites, and I'd rather not do that if I can avoid it. Okay, extra block on the first turn. Combined with the ability to draw extra cards on the first turn from the Ringer of the Snake, that is going to give us the kind of the ability to go very aggressive in our opening turn that we might not otherwise have, and just play every attack that we happen to draw. The reason in particular that would be important is because of cards like Backstab that are innate, deal damage, and 0 cost. First backflip or first dagger spray. AoE is really important in this character. First dagger spray there. See, like this, rather than having to spend energy on a survivor, I'm not going to give up and just keep attacking. We drew excellently in that battle. I'm really pleased. Sure, I'll take an escape plan. No reason not to, though. Okay. The Courier. Merchant restocks cards, relics, and potions, and all prices decreased by 20%. Not bad. Not half bad. So it looks like I've got Neutralize upcoming soon, which is nice. That'll help me get away with under-defending on one of these turns. Oh, look, a turn where I'm under-defending. Good thing I had Neutralize. I don't necessarily have lethal next turn, so I'd rather take the one hit here and not possibly end up losing a lot more. I'll take a poison stab here. Just because I still haven't found any cards that I'm comfortable using to kill an elite. So I kind of need whatever I can get. This is basically the best opening hand I'm capable of getting. Well, that skill potion could have gone a lot better. All right. We have to keep attacking here because the Lagavulin is very, very, very quickly going to outrank our damage. Yeah, we're probably just dead. Yeah. Lame. So what was I hoping for there? Well, not Lagavulin, first off. I had cards that would be better suited to either of the other two fights. And when I chose that path, I was obviously hoping that I would get a impactful card for fighting elites before, you know, the first elite. I still think you kind of have to take those risks. It's High Ascension. It's not only High Ascension, but with the intention of killing the heart at the very end. If you kind of just like meagerly make it through each floor, you're going to get to the very end and have nothing. It's a great way to lose right there. Footwork. As much as I want that all-out attack, footwork is ridiculous. Lose Gambler's Brew? Sure, we got... Holy heck! That's a molten egg! Whenever you add an attack card to your deck, upgrade it. Sure. Yes, thank you. Dash? Yes. Easy elite combat right there. Ancient Tea set. Whenever you go into a rest site, start the next combat with 2 extra energy, as well as probably backflip here, actually, especially considering our footwork. Basically, the only reason we have a shot against any of these elites right now is the upgraded dash. It's very close to kill. Okay. Next hand has 1 shiv and 1 strike for the easy kill. Okay. We've still got dash left in this deck. That's pretty good. That should make us a lot more comfortable here. Okay, and... I mean, the worst case scenario was that we had regen on these characters. Like, the extra strength would actually be easier to deal with than the regen, just because of the infrequency of our damage. But as soon as we get 1 more character down, that is to say, obviously, the backline sentry here, we'll be in such a good position. Come on. Cloak and dagger. Great. Literally can't kill this upcoming turn, but I can negate 2 turns worth of regen. Just got to count for something, right? Yeah, no real reason to attack there. Would have only dealt 3 damage because the enemy would have still healed 3 at the end of that turn. Whereas because they were on full HP, they had nothing to heal, so that 3 was negated. Great. I am so glad that I got that overly aggressive hand where the enemy was not attacking. That could have been tragic. Bottled Lightning upon pickup chooses skill. Started to combat with that in your opening hand. Caltrop is obviously really good. I'm going to put a Cloak and Dagger in our opening hand. And probably Caltrop as well. Darkstone Periouts. Whenever you obtain a curse, increase your max HP by 6. I'll probably go for the Sapphire Key there. That's awesome. I've got both of my powers out, and I wake up the enemy with my strongest attacks here. This could scarcely be better. If I play that backflip, I risk drawing into cards that I would otherwise like to play, rather. I still do have to have obvious concern for whether or not I'm dealing enough damage here. Dash is going to help mitigate some of those concerns, but definitely not all of them. Okay. And it definitely can't do that if I don't draw it. Getting dashed and neutralized at the very bottom of the deck there was really rough. I went a bunch of shuffles through my deck and only got 1 play of each. Thankfully, we had the kill there. That's a Singing Bowl. Interesting relic right there. When adding cards to your deck, you may raise your max HP by 2 instead, which we will immediately skip in order to take that dodge and roll. Lost on the first floor is... that could be a problem, actually. Enemy's definitely going to hit me at least 2 times in this combat, so... just feels like playing the Caltrop there is probably the best idea. Cool. Alright, Entropic Brew, as well as Endless Agony or Skewer. I need the Skewer. I need the damage. Deck just does not yet have damage. Footwork and Dexterity. Sorry, Footwork for dexterity, and caltrops, obviously, for the damage. Both need an upgrade, but looks like we're probably going to rest. Meat on the bone. If your HP is at a below 50% at the end of combat, heal for 12 HP. Yeah, so we probably will take this opportunity to rest. We're not going to be able to split the slime boss at a reasonable value. I mean, we just passed our largest damaging cards. Okay. If I struck last turn, it would have already split. That's obviously not what I was looking for there. Enemy will split this turn no matter what I do. Just because the poison will trigger and then they'll get interrupted. Now they're split on like a really, really poor HP value. This is close to the worst case scenario for us, by the way. Because we don't have AoE damage, so we don't have the ability to necessarily deal with this. I can't split the acid slime in the backline because if I do that, I just create more problems for myself. So this is now 21. I'll use the energy potion in order to turn this into 35 so that I can just straight up kill the acid slime, which now makes this a lot easier because I've removed a bunch of targets from the field. I'm gonna remove the slime. You can only imagine why, right? It's almost like I don't want to draw hands like this. So another 13 damage. No, that'll split the enemy. Setting up for obviously that. Goodbye, slime boss. Explosive potion as well as corpse explosion. Thank you very much. Corpse explosion is going to provide a lot of the AoE that we really want for this deck. So the fact that we have meat on the bone makes Coffee Dripper a little better of an option here. We do definitely want the extra energy, especially considering now that we already have an upgraded footwork, we're definitely going to be going for basically every copy of Cloak and Dagger, dash, dodge and roll, backflip, a lot of card draw as well. We don't want the ability to no longer upgrade because a lot of upgrades really, really matter, especially on skills. If instead of Molten Egg, we had the Toxic Egg, I would be more inclined to go towards the Fusion Hammer, but we don't. The final option is obviously Wrist Blade, attacks that deal 0, or attacks that deal 0 damage, cost 3 extra energy. Attacks that cost 0 deal 3 extra damage. Neutralize and 2 Cloak and Dagger hits from the shivs. It's just not viable. It isn't comparable. The strength, that is. So I'm going to need to very specifically choose my paths here. What I'm going to need specifically choosing for, or rather what I am going to need to specifically choose for, rather, is as many upgrades as I can get. As well as the ability to opt in or out of taking certain elite combats. I'm also desperately going to want Caltrops upgraded. Okay. Actually managed to defend on this turn. I'm kind of surprised. My chosen, especially with the X-Cost card as well, it's really important that I had extra energy. Deflect versus prepared versus a pre-upgraded Sucker Punch. I mean, if it's pre-upgraded, it's a lot easier to take when it's pre-upgraded and I don't have much weakness yet in the deck. desperately wanted to, I could explosive potion this turn. Somehow I feel like I'm not going to need it. There's the Caltrop. It did eventually pop up, finally. Bye. And that's why Corpse Explosion is important. Oh my god, another footwork. Yes. 1 of 20 cards to add to the deck or heal by 7. 1 of 20 cards, obviously. Predator. It's pretty good here. It's probably like my highest consideration. Helps with a lot of our damage problems. Obviously gives us the additional draw. Remove all strikes, obtain 5 bites. Those 5 bites will be pre-upgraded and they will help us heal as to offset the negative of the Coffee Dripper. Really powerful. Dangerous, but really powerful. I really want Terra just to help us output a ridiculous amount of damage. So I'm thinking like Well-Laid Plans, Terra, Endless Agony. Depends on who our boss is this floor. Okay, yeah, so it's probably not Malaise just because of who we have as our boss this floor. It's either that or it's Twisted Funnel. At the start of each combat, apply 4 poison to all enemies. It's actually going to be that. That's also a removal of artifacts, which is worth noting. Two targets down. Corpse Explosion isn't particularly powerful here. It just would have stacked a little bit more poison on that target that was already quite poisoned. Only card I didn't want to draw was Skewer there. Oh well. It happens. So I can dash to kill the sneaky gremlin, but the problem then is that the gremlin leader... If I went Corpse Explosion and dash on the gremlin wizard, rather, I would not have killed it, which means that I wouldn't have killed any of the gremlins that turn. Without killing any of the gremlin leader definitely attacks the turn after, which is the worst case scenario for me. There's the worst case scenario. Yeah, I'm going to use the Gambler's Brew to throw away all of these bites right now. Obviously, I don't need a healing. That's definitely my bad right there. I threw away the Predator. I forgot the fact that I had a Well-Laid Plan, so I did have the ability to just hold the Predator for another turn. 15 by 4 is 60. That target is not dead to 60. I think I double checked. Okay. Bye-bye, Gremlin Leader. And hello, Lantern. Start his combat with digital energy. Sure. Pre-upgraded choke? Probably not with this deck. Yeah, I'm very unlikely to duck off to that elite right now. Let's think about it. Who would I be able to fight? Who would I not be able to fight? The Slavers are probably the worst for us, depending on when we draw Corpse Explosion. Damn it, I'm doing it. I feel like the bite has made me a little more gutsy here. Really wish I had the well-laid plans already out that turn. That would have been grand. Specifically, the ability to keep dash. Cool. Alright, well, I'm just going to have to use my bite to heal up directly afterwards. There we go. Escape plan, blur. Yep, extremely blur right there. Yeah, Book of Stabbing is probably better for me. I'll just go for the upfront damage here. So the second source of weakness in the deck, that is to say the Sucker Punch, is going to be particularly important in this battle. I say literally as we draw the Sucker Punch where it's needed. Because weakening this target is very, very much very important, yes. If I take 6 damage this turn, I allow myself to play the Terror. I kind of need to do that. Because the enemy is ramping up, so we need to kind of ramp them down wherever available. Really wish I had my blur out that turn. Sadly, we didn't. Blur, sorry, neutralize. Okay. And bite him. Yum. Mercury Hourglass. At the start of your turn, deal 3 damage to all enemies, as well as a upgraded escape plan. Bronze Scales. Just 3 thorns? Oh my gosh. This build's got stuff going on. Shuffling that Shiv back into the deck. Okay. To weaken the enemy would be to remove how much damage from them? 8? Which makes it obviously more worth than playing a defend for just 8. Sure, we'll maintain the defend. There's a lot of bites left in the deck. Clearly the things that I'm looking for here. Unfortunately, short of being able to use it for the kill this turn by exactly 1. Enemy's dead anyway. Weak potion as well as probably just the max HP here. We do need to start taking max HP basically wherever the option's available. Well-laid plans... Terror. Yeah, I'll take Terror here. Okay. Getting a hell of a lot of card draw here, which is nice. We have just so much AoE damage. It's really nice. Just from our relics. That's the beautiful thing about it. Yeah, I'm gonna double bite. I actually really want the HP. Cool. Blows up in AoE. Kills 2 of them for me. Guess I'll hold on to a defend. Doesn't really matter to hold on to caltrops here. Okay, I can bite 3 targets this turn, right? 1, 2, 3. Get back to full HP. I'm excited about the possibilities of this run. Kunai! Every time you spend 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 dex. Yes, yes. Yes! It could be argued that I have to take Wraith Form here. Yes, I understand the downsides of Wraith Form. Having 3 turns where you're not attacked, though, is pretty ridiculous. And the fact that I can actually kind of still bolster up my defense after playing Wraith Form is pretty ridiculous. And the fact that I can hold it in my hand with a well-laid plans is pretty ridiculous. I have to take... I don't have a choice. I'm going to take the 50 gold here and then cut across to the shop. Look, we missed out on the dead branch. Oh no, what an eternal shame. I'll be taking a cloak and dagger as well as a slice and a card removal here. Probably just on the standard defend, actually. I need to guarantee that I play as many copies of 3 attacks in a single turn as I possibly can. So obviously the cloak and daggers need to be upgraded because not only do they contribute towards kunai, but they also benefit from kunai. So they're in the perfect position. All right. This is going to be a wee bit rough. So it depends. Do I play dash this turn for the extra block, or do I play cloak and dagger and the bites? Cloak and dagger and the bites would be done so that I get the trigger of kunai. All right. Pretty happy to be back on full HP for as short a period of time as it is. Still okay with it. It's very important I leave this corpse explosion in hand so I have the ability to deal with these Kipling. It's 48 damage incoming. I have to hold on to a defensive card of some kind. Just with the possibility they're all attacking next turn again. Wraith Form could be in the next hand. It would be worth using there. Okay, so it isn't. That's fine. Thank you, Corpse Explosion. Alright. Not bad. Not bad indeed. After Image Nightmare Burst. Burst gives us the ability to burst, obviously, Cloak and Daggers, occasional defenses, but the problem is a lot of our hands are just offense. So to take Burst would probably be a bad idea here. Taking After Image is to help us counter the Beat of Death from the boss. Philosopher's Stone, definitely here. Yep, all enemies get 1 strength, but if I get to play 1 extra defensive card a turn, I'm way better off than they are from their extra point of strength. Almost always. Almost always mine. Almost. That's unfortunate. So 13 goes up to 19, 14. That's not enough. We can't kill the Darkling in the front line. But we can set up to kill the one in the back line. And I'll use Wraith Form here as well. Come on, Corpse Explosion. Whereabouts are you? Yep, that'll get it done. Another dodge and roll when we have as much dex as we do in the deck is going to be a really good idea. Boss at the end of the floor is fine for us. It's not the Time Eater. Yep, I wouldn't have rolled the wheel if I had the option to not roll the wheel, but there is no option to not roll the wheel. You just got to roll the wheel. Pretty happy to instantly remove the Exploder from the map there. Good. And yep, now we're set up for lethal. Peace. Whew. Quick slash for the draw. Yeah. It plays a card, it deals a bit of damage, but it also draws a card. That's going to be helpful for the kunai's sake. And now we've got a bunch of block for next turn as well. Although I think the enemies... No, they are attacking next turn. Beautiful. Glad to see it. Caltrops would do real well. Caliper, rather, would do real well in this build. We already have Caltrops. Okay. Obviously, just looking for as much block as I can get my hands on here. Yeah, that'll get that one done. Fairy in a Bottle, when you die, heals 10% of your max HP instead and discard the potion. I will take the Cloak and Dagger over the footwork there for the possibility of it helping us to hasten our gaining of extra points of dex. I would have loved, absolutely loved, to be able to take the Runic Dodecahedron here because I have an inkling that we would be capable of using it for almost all points. Okay. It's really important that we get to well-laid plans as soon as possible so that I can hold Wraith Form in my hand for the turns where the Giant Head is going to start actually hitting us. Not to say that the Giant Head isn't yet, beginning to actually hit us, but that is what I'm obviously saying. I elect to play the dodge and roll at the very end there. Or not at the very end, but after I play 3 attacks in order to trigger the kunai. Yeah, because I feel like we probably need the extra dex next turn. That extra draw is going to be really handy. Bunch of defense left in the deck. Okay. Still on track. I'll save the Wraith form. I now have the possibility to play it and decide to go suddenly offensive. Actually kind of fine not doing that yet. Alright. Fine. Just set myself up for extra block for the next turn, and then it's Predator. Yep, this will get it done. Goodbye, Giant Head. Hello, Gremlin Horn. When an enemy dies, gain an energy and draw a card. Second Slice. Probably too much. I'll go for the Acrobatics, get that card draw so I can dilute some of the worst draws that we can have. I'm also going to take a Gambler's Brew here so that I can offset some of the worst effects of the deck trashing that can occur next floor. Dramatic Entrance. Do I take that? It's either that or Dark Shackles. Dramatic Entrance is a fair amount of damage on turn 1. It's a free attack as well. No, Dark Shackles is going to be particularly powerful again. Particularly powerful against the boss of this floor, in particular. Sure. Got the red mask for 63 there. Bag preparation at the start of combat, draw 2 additional cards. I'm going to recall in this position so that I just don't forget to do that later. It's possible that I could win this. But it's also possible we just get completely screwed. We don't have ramping damage. We have ramping defense. It's important to make the difference there. I also want to cut over in this direction because I do want those 2 rests. So regardless of the fact that I'm going through, going through a store where I can't buy anything, still wanted to go in that direction. So I'm looking to upgrade Cloak and Dagger here first, and then probably After Image afterwards. Potion Belt. Upon pickup, gain 2 potion slots. Not bad. After Image. We definitely want to play After Image in this battle anyway. It'll provide more to us than it takes from us. Awesome. Get a hell of a lot of bunch of extra draw right there. Footwork is still worth playing. Some powers just still will be worth playing. How many cards are there left in my deck that I desperately need to play? Footwork, Well-Laid Plans, Terror. 2 of those are 0 cost, 1 of them is 1 cost. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually pretty glad that I threw all of those cards away. I don't need those this shuffle. Caltrop provides us damage, but we're okay on that right now. Footwork still gets played, though. Alright. Well-Laid Plans is a card that I'd actually probably should have played. Alright. So I'm going to play Terror on this form of the Awakened one. The reason behind that is because I feel like the next form of the Awakened one, since I get to play the rest of my powers, will be better prepared against. My goal here should just be getting every point of dex that I can while I can. And speaking of that goal, here's 15 block for next turn. Fairly good skewer there. Okay. 46. Did not draw the defense I was obviously looking for there. Should have played the bites first. Yeah, I could have got an extra point of defense. That's my bad. I got slightly tilted by looking at the enemy and getting terrified at the idea of them. Oh my god, don't tell me. Oh. Oh. I thought I forgot to clear out my hard drive last night. And I just had a panicked moment of, oh my god, did I just miss this entire recording? No, I did clear out my hard drive. I made certain of it. I'm just panic prone. Like, that could have been a lethal turn if it wasn't for the fact that we have just so much dex. Obviously, I don't want to discard that void there. Yeah, I could have kept a bunch of block for the next turn. Instead, I elected to not to. Yeah, this is going to be a slow combat. One of the problems that we have in this deck right now is it just doesn't have enough damage to kill the heart. Like, we can stay alive against the heart for a really long period of time, but we don't do anything to the heart. And unfortunately, the name of the game is not staying alive. You can't win unless you deal damage. So we're going to have to be really optimistic about what the next shop is going to give us. All right. Just going to keep the skewer again. Basically, our thorns deal most of our damage at this point. 15, 16. Sure, this is, again, an Ascension 15 win with the silent. It's fine. It's good. It's nice. Let's at least appreciate it for that before it loses to the heart. Only thing I can do here is take a poison potion, literally. Like, there's nothing else I'm actually capable of doing. Go for the Spire shield first here. Based off of heavy, consistent recommendations to do so. See, I really wish I was facing the other direction right now. I have to Gambler's Brew. Yeah, I need to play Wraithform. I obviously didn't want to, but you saw that turn's damage. I didn't have too much of a choice there. Keep the skewer for the possibility of killing the shield next turn. Don't even need that to do it. All right. With all of this block already saved up for next turn, we're in a pretty good position. All right, guess I'm just gonna continue blocking. Skill next turn. All right. I don't see how we beat the heart at this rate, but yeah. Still give it the wee old go. Goodbye, Spire Spear. Hello, Pennib. Every 10th attack you play deals double damage, as well as Gambler's Brew. It's either Noxious Fumes or Backflip. The problem is Noxious Fumes takes so long to build up that we will lose to the heart before it works. We have to take Backflip. We did get Caltrops out already, which is nice. As well as Terra. Okay. There's something. Here's something. A lot of the effects that we really wanted out early. There's an entire removal of all of your damage for this turn. Why don't you just cop 120? I just have to look for defensive cards, like straight up defensive cards. Ow. Obviously, I can't play Wraithform yet, but I will hold it this turn. We can set up for next turn. Keep Cloak and Dagger. Provides me defense as well as the ability to increase my defense. Okay, so I can actually comfortably die to this. No, I can't die to this hit, obviously, because it's literally not possible for me to die to it. Two extra draw next turn is really good for us. That blur might actually keep us in the running here for a little longer. I'm gonna hold on to the defend. If we can defend next turn, like, reasonably, it's a lot of damage to defend. No, we can't. We can't defend that, right? So... it is 150. 150, sorry, 115. 115. It's 105. Yeah, that's not enough. So I didn't want to keep acrobatics because the possibility of keeping acrobatics and then spending my energy on acrobatics rather than just on playing defensive cards felt like it was probably going to kill me. I guess I should have considered the fact that drawing into a neutralizer or a sucker punch is basically the only way that we were going to live through this turn. Unfortunately, I hate to tell you, but the skill just ain't going to cut it. Oh, and the potion to bring us back to life just wasn't going to be enough. So the card draw from the acrobatics would have given us a little bit of a better chance. So what would that have weakened it to? Card draw from the acrobatics. This is reliant on it definitely, number one, on me not drawing in that opening hand my weakness, either source of it, but the acrobatics, which wasn't upgraded, so only draws 3. You can see there. Managing to draw out of the rest of my deck of, I think, 14 or something cards at that point. One of my weakness sources. As well as enough defense to play alongside it as well. So a weakness source would have taken 7 down to 5. Which means that it would have been 5 by 15. 5 by 15 is 75 incoming damage. So would have needed that plus... what, we had like 14 decks that... 14? No. We had 7 decks at that point. So would have needed that plus 5 individual defends, basically. Yeah, no, he's dead. I had 22 HP, 5 individual defends. Okay, so I could have played 4 individual defends for 48, 22 on top of that, 60 for the HP. Which still means that the energy cost means that I would have needed something more powerful than a defend for every card except for the acrobatics. And acrobatics would have had to have drawn neutralized to be a 0 cost weaken. Yeah, that just wasn't going to happen. So that kind of brought into clarity exactly what I was saying about the fact that I don't think this deck has the ability to deal enough damage in time to beat the heart. I think that we would have died the previous round through had we not played the Wraith form earlier. I think an upgraded version of the Wraith form wouldn't have helped us there because it wouldn't have extended anything, really, because we still, like, the final turn of the Wraith form would have been spent on the turn where the heart was buffing. So I don't really think there were too many ways around that one. I think I probably still had not a better chance, but a better go of it by holding on to the acrobatics, but I don't think it would have saved me. Oh well. Still a really fun run. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been The Silent. Plays Slay the Spire, Ascension grind, Heartbreaker Chronicles. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.